Welcome to Good News York, our final show of the week. It is Thursday. Remember, Good News York airs 5 p.m. at goodnewsyork.com. And now, Matt and I, and Danny, of course, are very excited because our podcast is now on all podcast platforms. So whatever it is, iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, we're there, Good News York. I'm joined by our lovely head senior content producer, I think. Yeah. Let's go with that. And producer of Good News York, Danny Tripodi, is with us.
Thanks for having
me.
Mike.
Matt is off paying sales tax, I think, today to keep the lights on. I'm excited about. Hit send. Thank you. It's just gonna be you and I today. Now, if you notice, Danny, I have a lot of papers in front of me, and there's a reason for that, and it's not because I like to read. We'll get to that, but first, I want to see how you're doing.
Yeah.
You were sick.
Yeah, I was.
You were
very sick. Yeah.
You were very sick, and somehow Matt and I did not get sick, which is thank you for
that. Is
which is a miracle.
That's some good news.
Yeah, that is good news. We made out at least 7 times, so it's good antibodies or immune system, whatever you want to call it. So, Danny, listen, there's a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, you're feeling
way better.
Way better.
Yep.
You're here, so obviously you're feeling a little bit.
Yep.
See, I'm.
It's the power of Mucinex, man.
Is that what you took?
Yeah, I took a shot of Mucinex this morning, and here I am.
When I get sick, like you got sick, which is like the body aches, all that.
Yeah.
I do the Dayquil, NyQuil back to back. So I wake up, Dayquil, take it again. Then at night, hit the NyQuil. My dad's insane. When my dad gets sick, he's like, you don't have to do all that. He's like, as soon as I get sick, I drink a half a bottle of NyQuil, sleep for 10 hours. I'm like, does not sound safe, Dad. But whatever. So I do the Dayquil, NyQuil. Do you have a special sick regimen? Oh, and I also like to moan and complain. And I'm a hypochondriac, so I think I'm dying. It's not good. But do you have a special regimen?
Not really. I slept out on the couch.
That's good.
Which, you want to separate yourself.
Yep.
But a lot of chicken noodle soup, a lot of
ginger ale.
Yeah, ginger ale, crackers,
yes.
Mucinex. That was pretty much it.
You're a little younger than me, but the 90s, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. When I think of being sick, I think of ginger ale, crackers, and The Price is Right. Because when you stayed up from school, that's what was on.
Come on down.
You hear that in between vomiting? It's fantastic. I'm glad you're here, buddy. We missed you. You're back.
Glad to be back.
We've got a couple things to talk about. Let me just get this out of the way.
Sure.
So which city has the most snow in New York State? So it says it seems like the snow is never ending here in New York State, and that means the race for this year's Golden Snowball Award is heating up.
Yeah.
And this is from the new 96.1. It must be a radio station, so I'm stealing it. What is the Golden Snowball Award? It was an award created way back in 2003, and it's given out to the major cities in New York State after each winter. The cities that are a part of the contest are Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, Binghamton, and Albany. Okay. Do you have a guess?
Having lived through this winter, I would say us.
Okay.
I would assume.
Syracuse?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a great assumption because you are literally here to see and witness the insanity. I don't know how we're not considered Canada, but so as the time of this writing, the current leader for the 24-25 winter season is Syracuse.
Okay.
Ding, ding. We don't have any sound effects because you're here. You're not behind the board.
Yeah.
We've received 103.1 inches of snow.
Man.
And we have a commanding lead over second place city. Can you guess the second place? Remember, you have Buffalo, Binghamton, Albany, Rochester left.
Buffalo and Rochester are so close to each other. I want to say Albany.
I liked your pattern of thinking.
Yeah.
It is not Albany.
No.
In fact, it is Rochester coming in second. Yes.
Rochester, wow.
Syracuse, Rochester.
Yeah.
So now we have third, fourth, and fifth left. You've got Albany, Binghamton, Buffalo.
Okay. If Rochester was second, I would say Buffalo's third.
Correct.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
All right, 2 left. You've got Binghamton, Albany for fourth and fifth place.
Ooh, Binghamton and Albany. All right.
I don't know if I would have got this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm judging you, and And it's because I have the damn answers in front. I'd probably be way off, too.
All right. I think so. My heart wants to say Albany, but I'm going to say Binghamton got more snow than Albany.
Binghamton is the correct answer.
Wow.
And then Albany in 5th. To recap, the top 5 places in New York State that get the most snow. 1, this amazing place we call Syracuse. 2, Rochester, New York. 3, Buffalo. 4, Binghamton. 5, Albany.
Man.
I know I wouldn't have picked Buffalo first.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. 1, too obvious. Why make any sort of poll that includes Buffalo and snow? And I don't know where I'm going with it, but basically, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It'd just be too obvious. But anyway, I do remember a couple years back, though, that Syracuse, like in some poll like this, they were like, believe it or not, Syracuse gets more snow than Buffalo. And I was like, bullshit. And then I looked it up. Then I thought about it, and I was like, actually, that checks out.
Yeah. Yeah,
I also have some rankings I just randomly pulled that I came across when I was doing some stuff. I don't know. It's March Madness, right? It's actually starting today. It started today. So I think that's why I have all these charts and things, because I'm in the numbers mood.
All right, yeah.
All right? So Syracuse rankings in the U.S., most diverse cities in America. Out of 229, we are 57.
Wow.
Cities with the lowest cost of living in America, number 88 out of 229.
Okay.
Best cities for young professionals in America, 109 out of 229.
All right, moving a little farther back.
And then it just keeps going. Like, we're just middle of the pack for healthiest cities, healthiest places, best cities.
Okay.
Most diverse places to live in America, 713 out of 18,000, though. That's decent.
Yeah.
Same with best places for young professionals. Syracuse ranks 3,955, but it's out of 18,165.
Jeez.
Yeah. Places with the lowest cost of living in America.
Yeah.
18,107 were ranked. We're 8,457. So I could do this forever, but that would be boring. However, here's what I love the most about this whole thing.
Hit me with it.
For some reason on here, they included Syracuse rankings in the Syracuse area.
Okay.
Best places for young professionals in the Syracuse area, number 1 out of 30. No shit, we're Syracuse. Most diverse places to live in the Syracuse area, number 1 of 30. I don't understand this ranking. And then number 11, although best places to live in the Syracuse area were also number 11 out of 30. So basically, all of this is bullshit, I think. So I'm throwing it out.
Where'd you find that?
I don't know. Niche, I think it's called, Niche.
Interesting.
We'll just edit that out.
Okay.
Because that went nowhere. But this is going to go somewhere.
Oh, yeah. We got my iTunes library.
We do not have your iTunes library. What do you mean?
Oh, wasn't that the bracket that you built?
Oh, is that where you got it from?
Yeah,
fill everybody in. So it is March Madness, and Danny doesn't know shit about sports.
Go sports. I love the sports.
Hey, sports ball.
Yeah,
right?
go sports.
Go sports.
Foot
Foot kick.
Sports.
Hey. I won the Super Cup. And that's fine, because I love you for who you are. And different strokes, different folks, right? I've got friends that are hardcore into sports and friends that aren't. So I'm not going to shame you for not being into March Madness, but I thought we can't do a show today and ignore the fact that this is going on. There's madness all around us, Daniel.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought, how could we do this if Danny doesn't know anything about basketball? So I dug into your iTunes library. Now I know what you were talking about. To find your favorite comedy movies.
Yep.
Okay? And I want to do, it's a 16-movie
bracket.
Single elimination bracket.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And I tried, look, I could have really went and put them into categories of sports comedies, this comedy.
Yeah.
Forget that. So here we go.
All right.
You ready?
Yep.
Start the clock. There's no clock. By the way, I don't disagree with any of the movies that you've put on here.
Yeah.
I think you have immaculate taste.
I like some funny stuff. So.
Yeah. Dumb and Dumber's not on here.
No,
which is one of my favorites, and
yeah.
that's okay. But man, these are good. In the first round, we are going to start with the movie Airplane versus the movie Waiting.
Ooh, man. All right. And I almost said maybe we shouldn't put Airplane on here because it's such a classic, but I
It really is.
feel compared to Waiting, Airplane takes the cake easy.
When I made this, that was one that was way too easy.
Yeah.
Moving on. This is tough.
Okay.
At least for me. We have Anchorman
All right.
versus Tommy Boy.
Oh, man.
So you got Ron Burgundy versus Richard.
Yeah.
I get that and Black Sheep mixed up.
That guy in a little coat. Yeah.
As everybody does.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Nice reference to Anchorman.
I feel like if I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, I would probably pick Tommy Boy over Anchorman.
Wow.
Yeah,
Excellent. That makes it interesting.
Yeah.
To me, that is the equivalent right there of an upset in March Madness when a 16 seed beats a 1 seed. I wouldn't consider these are both 1 seeds. But moving along, all right, we are down to Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Versus Super Troopers.
Ooh. Right.
Both
meow.
good. You've got a movie franchise that went on to make a couple.
Yeah.
Well, a big budget. All right. Another thing to consider. Super Troopers did go on to make a sequel. They had to crowdfund for it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the budget. Just things to think of. You know what I mean? Okay. They're both very funny. I got to give credit to Super Troopers because they didn't have the budget. But man, how do you argue against Austin Powers? The character is so strong, and then he plays Dr. Evil. I mean,
I think I got to give it to Austin Powers.
I think you do too.
I love the Broken Lizard guys, but
yeah.
Isn't that their comedy troupe? I think
It sounds right.
Broken Lizard something.
Yeah. Let's go with it. Broken Lizard. I had a broken lizard once, and I got surgery. Anyway, okay. Last one of the left side of the bracket. We are on to the movie Horrible Bosses.
Okay.
Versus Dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Hey now.
Horrible Bosses or Dodgeball. Man.
Pretend there's music and a time thing going to make it more interesting.
It's funny that you put those next to each other because I feel like both of them do the same thing for me when I'm watching a movie. Like they just have a really great cast of people in it. And also, I guess Dodgeball is more of an underdog story, though the Horrible Bosses, they're underdogs.
That's true. I love hearing you think this out. For me, that's the fun part of this.
Yeah, it's just
like everybody has their way of going through and going, how am I going to pick this apart? And I like what you're doing. And your brain's on, what is it, Mucinex?
Yeah. Yeah,
it's even more
running
impressive,
off
Dan.
Right now, you're a giant fucking germ
douchebag.
monster.
Oh.
In my mind is just hallucinating off the Mucinex.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What a thing to hit you with on your
Yeah,
face.
no, it's great. It's fine. Let's do. I'm gonna go with Horrible Bosses.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I love
HB.
both.
I have terrible handwriting.
Yeah.
So when we flash this on the screen, it's gonna look terrible. All right. First round on the left side's done. Here we go. Side, we have Basketball versus Step Brothers.
Oh man,
Basketball, a niche.
It is very niche.
I loved it.
Matt and Trey.
Stunt cock, right? Isn't that from that? Stunt cock or stunt double for the. Never mind. Basketball, which for those of you that don't know, Basketball was a cult classic from the creators of South Park, Matt
and Trey.
Yep. Versus Step Brothers, come on, my boy Will Ferrell and
just heavyweight comedians.
Very.
Both of them, both groups are funny in their own right.
And I like that these two are against each other.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it this way, but it's Will Ferrell and
John C. Reilly versus
Matt and Trey. And
yeah.
it really was. Both movies were a story about really centered around two people.
Yeah.
Let's pretend I did that on purpose.
It was all according to
It was all
my heart wants to go with Matt and Trey, but I feel like Step Brothers way too much.
Yeah, man.
Step Brothers.
For sure. I agree. Moving on, and I love you for this movie does not get enough credit. Both of these movies, really. But this one especially. Big Lebowski. Oh. God damn. If you haven't seen Big Lebowski, go. Now. Turn this off. I'll allow it. So we have the Big Lebowski versus a movie that nowadays would be very controversial, Tropic Thunder.
Oh, man.
That movie, by the way, while you're thinking, Tropic Thunder is a movie that was on a line where if you tried to make that a year or two later, with the way things have changed, it would have never happened. So I'm thankful for
I
that.
feel like it was dicey back then.
It was dicey then, but it
It's a
would have
good
been
thing
a no-go.
that was right before Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Iron Man, right? Or was it during?
Yes.
Either way.
It was either
it wouldn't
before
be
or
good.
that's what I mean. It was on the
right
line.
Oh, man.
Lebowski, Tropic Thunder.
The Big Lebowski is such a good fucking movie.
So
And
good.
It falls
The
into one of
characters.
classics. Yeah.
Strong.
John Goodman is just
Amazing.
awesome. I feel like I got to give it to The Big Lebowski.
I love you. That's perfect. And you know what? There are characters in movies that were just so perfect that I don't think if you went back and recast it, I don't think you could. And I think John Goodman in Lebowski is just, who the hell else is going to play that?
Seriously.
You know what? All right. Moving on. 2 more on this side. We're getting there. Now, this one, I have to admit, I have not seen either of these movies.
Okay.
But that doesn't matter because this is about you. Dinner for Schmucks versus Paul Blart.
You haven't seen Paul Blart?
No. That's funny. I thought it would be the other
classic.
way around. I thought it'd be like, you saw Paul Blart? No offense.
I mean,
Love you,
it
Kevin
is.
James.
It is. But
No, it's fantastic.
it's amazing that they made a second one. That's
know.
The real.
It really is.
Oh, man.
If you're tuning in, we are doing, it's March Madness. It started today. And Danny doesn't do basketball, so I created my own, 16 of his favorite movies in a bracket style tournament that we're doing here, and it's riveting.
And you managed to do it again, like Paul Blart and Dinner for Schmucks. They're both like heartwarming movies. So
I didn't mean it, but it did work out that way.
I really love Paul Rudd, but I got to give it to
Blart?
yeah, we got to give it to Paul Blart.
Oh, Kevin James is loving it. All right, Paul Blart. And last on the right side of the bracket for the first round, we have Office Space
The classic.
versus another movie that probably wouldn't be made anymore, The Ringer. And you're not going to get canceled if you pick The Ringer. You didn't write and shoot the movie, so don't worry.
I love Knoxville.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm glad this is tough.
It is tough.
But this is gun to your head. You got to pick. I hate when people say that, by the way, while you're thinking.
Gun to your head.
Yeah, because who the hell is going to hold a gun to someone's head and be like, pick your favorite comedy, or I'll blow your brains out. And then imagine going to jail for life. And they're like, what are you in for? You're like, I held a gun to my friend's head and
Picked the wrong movie.
he picked the wrong fucking movie, man. Blew his brains out because he picked Paul Blart.
I want to give it to Office Space just
Yeah, you did
so
it right.
memorable.
You are doing it right.
Has anyone seen
My
Blur?
stapler. My
Stapler.
stapler. Okay, here we are. Now this is gonna be quick.
All right.
All right, so now we're on to the second round. There are 8 movies left.
Sure.
Here we go. Airplane versus Tommy Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I don't either. Wow.
It's me thinking hard.
That was a verbal
yeah.
thinking.
Let's do. We got to give it to Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
It's just.
I know, and it hurts because Airplane is like
Oh,
a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's gold.
And those Leslie Nielsen movies, Naked
Yeah.
Gun, like
Ugh.
that kind of comedy,
So good.
it's the best. Okay, Tommy Boy advances to the Final Four.
Ugh.
Here we are in the Elite Eight.
Yep.
Next game, you've got Austin Powers versus Horrible Bosses.
Okay. I'm trying to think in my head which out of those two movies, which one am I more prone to watch?
I got an idea. Here's another wrinkle you can throw in for
Yeah.
yourself. I don't know if that's the right term, but you're sick. You're just getting over being. You were home on the couch.
Yep.
You're sick as a dog. You're going through the channels. Austin Powers and Horrible Bosses is on. What's going to make you feel better, Daniel?
When I was home, I was sitting in and out of unconsciousness. You know,
Christ. Why are you here? You were unconscious?
it was mostly just because I was up all night.
I know.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But let's do Austin Powers.
Yeah, you did. All right, over to the other side of the bracket in the Elite Eight. We have, oh, this is crazy, Step Brothers versus The Big Lebowski. My man. So you've got DeJesus versus whatever their names were in the movie. I don't remember.
Just call me Dragon.
By the way, did you know that the kitchen scene in Step Brothers was completely improvised?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Which makes, now go back and watch it,
Yeah.
and it's even more hysterical.
Huh. I wonder how much of that movie was improvised.
Well,
why are you sweating?
Guys like
Watch
Will
Pop.
Ferrell, I don't remember. Did Judd Apatow, is he Step Brothers? I know this. When Judd Apatow's involved and his crew, there's obviously a script, but there's a lot of room for improv because they're all improv geniuses.
That makes sense.
I don't know if Apatow was Step Brothers, but it's the same group, so
Yeah.
same kind of comedic actors.
Believe it. Man. See,
Lebowski versus Step Brothers.
I was gonna go Lebowski, but just talking about Step Brothers makes me.
I swayed you.
Yeah, you did. I think
did.
we gotta go with Step Brothers.
Step
The
Brothers.
rug really tied the room together, but
Man. Okay, one more, and then we are on to the final four. We have Paul Blart. This checks out, though, this matchup.
Yeah.
Paul Blart versus Office Space. Two kind of niche
yeah,
B-title, I guess you could. I mean, I don't want to poop on them. They're not major cinema blockbusters here.
No, but
Blartbusters.
somebody's going to watch this and be like, "This motherfucker."
Yeah, oh,
didn't
yeah.
pick.
Dude, we're going to get hate mail. Inbox is going to get flooded.
How
You
dare you.
should've.
This is my favorite movie.
Paul Blart saved my life.
It saved my life.
I was not.
Yeah, we got to go with Office
Yeah, you
Space.
do. Yeah, you do.
Sorry, Kevin.
Yeah, we love you, dude. All right, we're down to the final four, buddy.
All right.
This is it,
This is
okay?
something.
The world's watching. We have,
The world.
first matchup, Tommy Boy versus Austin Powers to go to the final. I missed. There we go.
It's gotta be Tommy Boy. Yeah, that's just such a good movie.
I love you for that. Tommy Boy,
Mike Myers.
the late Chris Farley,
Yeah, he's
David Spade going to the final. Who are they going to face? We're going to find out now. Is it Step Brothers or Office Space?
oh
Where's my stapler? Versus.
yeah, that'd be
Did
great.
we just be on restaurants?
Yeah.
My favorite part of Step Brothers, I'm the one that likes the weird, not the main. I don't know, the little
my
thing.
nutsack on your drum set.
That. So my two favorite parts of Step Brothers are when he goes "fuck you, Dale" and he's playing his drums, but when he says "do you like guacamole" and he jumps on the bunk bed and it falls, dude. And it's not even the bunk bed; it's the "do you like guacamole" is such a genius line. Do you like guacamole versus? I mean, see my stapler. I feel like I'm swaying you when I quote.
A little bit.
I gotta stop it.
No, it's all right.
That's what I get.
I think if I were to sit down and watch a movie between the two, I'd probably go with Step Brothers.
Yes. All right, brother. All right, Step Brother. Danny, we are into the final of your March Madness 16 comedy movie tournament. All right. We started with 16. We are down to the final. Yeah. It is coming down to Chris Farley and David Spade of Tommy Boy versus Will Ferrell and why am I blanking on John C. Reilly, who I love. Who is it going to be? And again, you know what I love about this? They're two movies that are buddy comedies. It's centered around two people.
Yep.
Let's pretend I did that on purpose. Again.
It was all part of the plan.
Here we go. Crank up the music. Here we go. Tommy Boy versus Step Brothers for the 2025 Danny Comedy Movie Bracket Championship.
We're going to go with Tommy Boy.
Oh, baby.
And I'll tell you why.
Please do.
So I quote Step Brothers a lot, but Tommy Boy, there's the scene where he has his kind of crash out moment in the guy's office and he lights the little plastic car on fire. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just lives rent free in my mind.
Again,
guy's in the corner puking his guts out. All because you wanted to save a little money. Some tires.
And
brake pads.
Again, like pretty much everybody else, I get that mixed up with Black Sheep.
Yeah.
What's the one where he rolls down the hill and he's little roots and then he goes, "What in the hell was that about?" That's my favorite part of that movie.
I think that was Black Sheep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tumbles down the hill.
Yeah.
Amazing. There it is, the final Tommy Boy versus Step Brothers. Tommy Boy, flash it on the screen, whatever you got to do. That is the winner of Danny's March Madness comedy movie bracket. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Any final thoughts before we go?
No, I don't
Anything?
think so. Wash your hands.
Okay. That's great. That's
Great
that's
advice.
fan-
Wash your hands.
be
And stay 6 feet apart from each other. Wear masks. I don't
There you
know.
go. That's all.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Don't ever forget to bring a towel.
I don't know.
I do want to be selfish and just plug this Saturday, March 22nd, I'm going to be doing stand-up comedy with Karen Rontowski and Mike Peters for Homebrewed Comedy in Dryden, New York. You can check that out. Google or look it up, Homebrewed Comedy or MikeBrindisi.com. There's only 14 tickets left, $10 tickets. I'm excited. And you get to see me in the flesh, which is actually not great, but
It's worth it.
anyway, enjoy March Madness. We will be back Monday and to recap everything, and hopefully Matt will be back by then. He's still doing his sales tax. Mike Brindisi, Danny Tripodi from Good News York. We love you. Have a great weekend.